Los Angeles Lakers in one of the best games of the postseason so far. Now they're headed to a matchup with the Minnesota Timberwolves. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. We got C-Dub and Stevo in the building. The Denver Nuggets went ahead and took care of that business. They closed out the Los Angeles Lakers in 5 games. 108 to 106 was the final game. This was a series where the Lakers held on to the lead for 70% of this series. 70% of the minutes played, the Lakers had the lead in these games, but they only won 1 game. That's crazy. I don't know if that type of stat has ever been done before. I haven't done a whole bunch of research on this, so I can't really speak to it too much. But in this game, man, it took everybody for Denver to really step up. Murray with 32 points in this game. They didn't even know if he was going to play in this game initially. Jokic scores 25 points. Michael Porter Jr. scores 26 points in this game. But then you get big performances from the Lakers as well. This is an old school LeBron performance. 11 of 21 for the field for 30 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. He gave it all out there as well. Anthony Davis was 17 and 15 as well. How do you guys feel about this game, man?
Hey man, look, I'm gonna be honest, man. I came into this game, I was rooting for the LA Lakers, bro. I wanted to see more games in this series. But as the game went on and we got to the third quarter and they started throwing haymakers at each other, I'm like, I'm just gonna sit back and admire this game right now because this is unbelievable. Everybody performed exceptional. The Lakers played desperate and the Denver Nuggets played like champions, which made, this is what basketball is all about. That's why I love the game. LeBron James was like, okay, AD's hurt. I'm taking over. And he was going to the rack, and it was nothing nobody can do about it. It was nothing you could do about it. Joker was unbelievable. Another 2020 triple-double, almost a triple-double. I think he got 9 assists. You might as well mark it down, but it's unbelievable. But I got to say this, bro. It's starting to sound dumb as hell that Jamal Murray ain't had an all-star appearance. It's starting to look and sound that way, bro. Because this ain't new what we just seen from Jamal Murray, bro. He do this every single postseason, bro. And this dude is a closer extraordinaire. And what about? I thought the Denver Nuggets was one of the most boring champions we had in the NBA. Well, Jamal Murray is box office. He's box office, dude. I'm talking about at the right moment, he makes the right play. He scores the basket. Joker's terrific, but when it's time to score the basket, it's Jamal Murray. It is becoming dumb that he's not in the All-Star game.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to keep not giving Jamal Murray his accolades. I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. Jokic deserves everything that he gets as well, but Jamal Murray is right there with him. He's his running mate. He's been there the whole time as well. Stevo, how you feeling?
Man, I feel a couple ways. Like, for one, it was a good game to watch. That's the first thing. Like, I sat there and like C-Dub said, when they were just trading shots for the minute, I was just sitting back and was like, ooh. I was in the Twitter spaces. We was talking about it. They was like, oh my God, Brian going crazy. He going that. Then you got Jamal coming back hitting floater, then step back and floated in threes. Then we getting turnovers. Then we getting rebounds. And you just seeing real basketball out there. And that's the type of basketball I want to see. But once again, when it comes down to it, I have all the faith in Denver because when Denver want to turn it on, they one of those teams, they figured out when it's time, they know how to do it. And that's exactly what happened. But one thing I want to bring up besides Joker and Jamal, that man MPJ has grown. Yeah. He grown up. Yeah. Last year, every time he got the ball, if it's not a shot going up, he passing it. He was taking people off the dribble. And not only that, his IQ is going up. He know when to take shots, where to take shots. He's reading and reacting off Jokic and Jamal now, playing defense. And then you getting the inserts of the hustle plays with Aaron Gordon. like that. Denver's always been one of my favorite teams to watch because they're a real team. Everybody have a role, and when it came down to it, Big Shot Mall said goodnight, and they went to sleep. And I gotta say it, like, once again, no matter how good of a season AD had, this was just the wrong night to get hurt. And you cost that, and that cost you to win this game today. It really did. 17 points was not enough.
Oh, 3-point shooting as well. I think they went like 10. They shot in the 20s. Where is it over here? They shot like 28% from 3-point range. They only hit 10 shots, and Denver hit 16 3-point shots. They only lost by 2. This is the new league of the NBA. But I want to Austin Reeves is a tough little kid, bro.
Well, and that's the thing. You see reasons why the Lakers were hesitant to move off for Austin Reeves for some of these stars that were out there. Like games like this, you show those flashes and you're reminded. And it's going to be interesting to see like what happens with the Lakers this offseason with LeBron and whatnot, and what they if they do decide to, hey, let's go ahead and take advantage and move off of Austin Reeves to get a true star in here. But Austin Reeves is a damn good basketball player. He's just a solid basketball player. Is he a star? No. Will he ever be a star? That remains to be seen. But he's a solid basketball player. And he can fit in on almost any teams. And there's always going to be a role for players like that. Always.
And he's confident. And then that's one thing about him. Once you got a player like that that's confident within himself, and something like this is going to build confidence, even though you lost. That's a thing that he could go and run with. So I can see why they kept everything, but at the end of the day, I feel like for the last few years, you still within these two players being the guys that you want to hang your hat on. I don't know if that's a smart decision anymore. It probably wasn't a smart decision in the last 2 years. One is extremely injury prone, and the other is getting up in age, and the way he's playing now is not conducive to a winning championships, I should say. It's not good for that. So therefore, it's right now is real the time you got to sit down and have that talking. Like, all right, do we really want to keep doing this 2-year resign LeBron shit? Like, are we really going to get here and hang our hat on AD, who's not getting any younger, who's still getting hurt? And it's a lot of in with the team that you currently have. If you want to move some counterparts around, it's still a lot of things you can move around to make your team better. But it's up to y'all to have that difficult conversation. Rob Palinka.
Yeah.
Yeah, and great question from Baki here as well. Here's a question that I hope someone asked Darvin Ham. Was challenging that last call worth losing their last time out?
That's a great question. And I was going to say this. I think that call was, I thought at the time that call, whoever won that call was going to win the game because it was teeter. They was going blow for blow. And I think whoever won that call was going to get the ups. But Jamal Murray is so good. He wasn't even supposed to play today. He was questionable, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, that was a crucial call. I definitely would have went for the call. You had to. It was too nip and tuck. You had to challenge that.
I mean, yeah, but like as a whole, Darvin Ham didn't have a good series coaching to me at all. Even with this game, it was too many times during them stretches of that back and forth. I'm like, they're tired. Hands is on their waist. They're not getting back on defense to call a timeout. And you ain't do it. And you put yourself in a compromising position where they was hot. You let a team that can get hot for a whole quarter, and that's exactly what they did. They got hot for like 7 minutes straight. And y'all was teetering on y'all wasn't hot. See, the difference is Denver was hot as a team. Y'all had LeBron, you had Reeves, and a couple people making plays, but they wasn't hot as a team. So when it came down to the Nick and Tucky things, they were sitting here crashing the boards, actually running sexy. Lakers was just making big shots. To the very end, Denver was running plays. And that just set you the difference between a championship team and somebody that's not.
Can I interest you in? Lakers were running plays, but it looked tougher for them to score. It didn't look as fluid as Denver. It didn't look like you know what I'm saying? I think they were running plays. They were running pick and rolls with LeBron James. They was trying to get the Joker on them to stick defense. But if they didn't switch on that, he's attacking anybody anyway. That was the play. They was running. I think they was running.
Yeah, but there was a time where they was doing way too many transition threes. Yeah, and I was like, that's not something you want to do right now. And it what made me start realizing that it was like a 5-on-4 break. and they still ran it like it was 2-on-1 between Gordon and Jokic. He got the layup, and I was like, they're a well-oiled team. Like they're not tired. They're sitting here running actual plays, and it, one lob got away from them. Like that's how in much gear they was today.
I'm
And I
a,
was just like, you need to call a timeout in them times.
if you was to call one person out, Rui, he missed like 4 open corner threes, bro. That could have been. If you want to pick somebody out, Rui, them was some open threes, big dog. Even though I still think he played well, those threes that he missed, they was wide open. That would help
And
his game. Yes.
the free throws, they missed so
Oh
many free
my
throws
goodness.
down the stretch. And
Yes.
if you really want to look at it, they shot 27 free throws tonight and made
Yes.
18.
Denver
Denver
shot
only
9.
9.
Yeah.
Bro,
So if you
what?
just made you lost by 2, and if you just would have made 22 out of that 27, you won a game.
1-3, one more 3.
That's crazy.
Hey, but you gotta enjoy their effort though. That was desperation though from the Lakers.
Oh, for sure. It definitely was desperation from the Lakers. The Lakers played this game with a lot of heart. Like, as many people want to knock on LeBron or the Lakers or whatever, if you look at this game and you don't see the heart that these players play with, you just being biased at that point in time, because they played with heart in this one for sure.
Yeah, yeah. They
What do you
did.
guys think?
Yeah.
Like, so Denver has Minnesota next up. This could be a great series. We're talking about Anthony Edwards, the series that he had, and the cockiness that he plays with as well, that I love to see. I don't mean that as a slight or negative at all. When you guys look at that series coming up, man, what are your expectations? We'll do a little preview for all the second round series as we get there, but how you guys feeling about that series coming up, man?
Dude, man, I know Denver is good, but watch my man Anthony Edwards. I think he's been chomping at the bit for this matchup right here. I think this kid, like everybody been saying, he's not waiting for nobody to give him anything. He's coming to take it. It's going to be a nice matchup. I think the teams are evenly matched, even though they do have the experience over there on the Denver side. Anthony Edwards is the difference in this series.
All right, Steve-O?
I mean, I'm a little worried because I never told y'all this, but I already had a personal finals that I'm kind of predicting in my head that I want to see happen, and Denver is in it. So I'm scared. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I still think like the championship experience and the way this team is so well oiled and coached. I still think, and especially with their coach going down there, I don't know how that's going to work. I still have Denver coming out at the end, but it's gonna be difficult because that's probably gonna go 7, and it's gonna be a
Yeah.
tough 7.
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna be a real tough 7, and so I'm sorry. My dream is to see this Denver and New York in the finals. That's my dream because I know that's gonna be crazy.
Oh, that's nuts.
See, on the flip side of that, I want to see Minnesota and the Knicks in the finals.
I'm cool either.
Oh, that's
I'm
a
cool
dog
either.
fight.
I think that'd be crazy
I'm
too.
cool
That's
either.
a dog
Yeah.
fight, drip.
Yeah.
That's a
Jalen
dog-
They
Brun-
both gonna be.
Oh, at the end of the day, I'm glad we both agree on the Knicks, because I need to see Jalen Brunson in the finals, bro. I need to see it, bro.
Cold.
We never got to
I'm-
see Derrick Rose
I
in the
need to.
finals.
I need to see
see
the.
Yeah.
I need to see their whole team. Like I love Donve Divichis, and y'all know how much I want him on the Bulls. I like Josh Hart. I like how this team is made. OG Wananobi. I like how this Hardenstein, the big center off the bench. I like how the Knicks is made, and they're made to play against anybody. I'm sorry. They should whoop the Boston ass. I ain't
I
gonna
was
lie.
just about to ask you how they matched up against Boston.
I don't like how Boston playing, bro. I really
But did you
don't.
see that last game, bro? They took their foot off the. They kind of, you know,
they
it-
sold a little
yeah,
bit, bro.
Yeah.
Like Boston needs to get it together, bro. But that's always been the shortcoming of Boston, bro. Like, they got all the talent in the world, but it's just something about their team. At some point, whether they make it in the finals, the East Conference Finals, they just don't ever. They always miss something that it looks like they need to get over that hump, and we ain't seen it from them yet.
And and it shouldn't be like that, because you got Tatum and Jalen Brown that been to several conference finals, to the NBA finals. Like, why is your team letting up against the Miami Heat? You know who's going to play all the way to the last whistle. You know this already. They beat you last year and you played them the year before that. You know this team. Like,
Coach.
oh.
You know, and you say that, and a lot of people have turned on Joe Mazzulla as well. Like his first year, everybody was like, "Hey, the fact that you got this coach coming in, he stepped right in." And I feel like a lot of Joe Mazzulla's kind of shortcomings, which every coach has, becomes more and more visible now. Like the people are just focused on him. There are certain things that Joe does that Ime Udoka, it would never happen under Ime Udoka.
But that's my thing. Like I said it early. I was when they first had Joe, I'm like, okay, they're still a good team.
Yeah,
But
sure.
the identity changed. That's the whole thing. Like this team was built off defense and the way they scored. Now this team is pure on how much shots they get up. And I'm like, that's not how you're not the Warriors. You're not built to do that. You're built to play defense and make big shots at the right time because you do have those shooters around. Now that you got Porzingis going down, we don't know how long he's gonna be out. I don't know the fuck. I don't know. I don't like the way Joe Mazzulla coached his team. I really don't. I ain't like this since day one. And I'm not saying he a bad coach. I just don't like the way he's been coaching them versus how Ime was coaching.
Yeah, I
That's fair.
Yeah, he want to shoot 1,000,000 threes. I don't know a championship team that's been a predominantly 3-point shooting team. And you can say Golden State all you want to, but they was
shoot way
all
more.
around. Yeah, they shoot a ton more. So
like they shoot like 70 a game.
That's gonna be a finesse versus a pit bull team if you match up with.
That's gonna be one of the more exciting matchups to watch in all of this, bro, because of the difference in methodologies between the teams, the different edges in the teams. Like that's gonna be a fun series to watch. But to get kind of back on Denver, seeing the Los Angeles Lakers play this way, right? And it did give Denver fits down the stretch. We know that the Minnesota Timberwolves are a team that play with all heart. Do you guys what percentage chance do you give the Minnesota Timberwolves are you to be able to beat the Denver Nuggets in a 7-game series?
You want to go, Stevo? Because I want to think about this for a second.
I give him a good 60. And the reason I get him a good 60% is because this is probably the best defensive team in the league. So this is probably going to be their hardest task, and it kind of was their hardest task in the regular season. So they got so many bodies to throw at. They got so many big bodies to throw at Joker, just like that Lakers team that went up against them that year. They got so many wings that could score and also play defense. And plus, like you said, when you have a legit superstar and this team that still play within, they got roles around. They got people that just to score off the bench. You got Nas Reed, you got Alexander coming off the bench. Then you got an actual point guard at point with Mike Conley, along with lockdown center below. And then you got a cash money for.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. So I said they got a good 50-60%.
I'm gonna go 70. Like my man Steve say, they got the best defense in the league. It's a very one of the best like Denver is a very good roster put together. Minnesota's in that same length, and they're younger and they're more athletic and they're taller, they're big. It's a huge team. But even though my man Cat shoot more threes than I would like him to shoot, but they a big team. And this is one thing, they believe in Anthony Edwards, bro. They believe in him, bro. That he could take them where they want to go, bro. And I'm starting to believe too.
What did I told you? I said when y'all start fucking up, I told you Anthony Edwards my new guy. What I tell y'all, I knew it was coming. I didn't know it was coming this fast, but I knew it was coming,
bro. Man, Kevin Durant tried to duck that dunk face. He could duck that. No, come here, bro.
And KD, I still got smoke for your ass. It's still coming. You ain't. Don't think I forgot.
That's hilarious, man. But hey, they were in for a fun series. Minnesota Denver is going to be a fun series to watch.
Who you got, Drip? Who you?
Listen, I already told you what I want to see. I want to see Minnesota and the Knicks. So I'm picking Minnesota to win a 7-game series against the Denver Nuggets.
What's the key? Is it Anthony Edwards, bro?
And this is going to be the test. Anthony
Yes.
Edwards is good. He's going to. Is it all on Anthony? No, but he's going to have to. All that face of the league talk. He's going to have to show it in this series.
Hey, you know what
Period.
I just thought
Perfect.
about? And then to get to that, most like then OKC plays who?
Okay, C play. Who the others? They play Clippers of Dallas.
Clippers of that. If we get AE versus Shade, that's gonna be cold. I can't even lie to you.
That's
That's
future
gonna,
of the league. There, that's crazy.
that's for conference finals.
Yeah,
That'll be
Both of them
interesting.
in they. Well, that's not his first one. Eight, and it's not his first playoffs, but they first conference finals together. That'd be dope. I won't be shocked that should be set some numbers.
Yeah. Okay, see, people are kind of overlooking them a little bit. I'm gonna say I am a little
Yeah,
bit,
because
but
they playing Pelicans, bro.
yeah, but they dangerous, bro.
They are.
They
Yeah.
are so talented, bro, all over the board, bro. So
And they
that's a tough
believe too.
out. They believe too.
They believe in Shea just like Minnesota believe in Ant.
That's a fact. That's a fact. The league is in a good place.
the league is in good hands. The future of the league is in a good place, man. And it's great to be able to say that because this is a time where we're looking at things right now, and we have so much talent in the league and so much parity in a lot of different ways. Like, yeah, the West is deeper than the East, but the East has. Look at the East. There was what, a 1-game separation from the 5th seed to the damn 7th seed. Like, it's a lot of parity in this league right now, and I think with the influx of talent that comes in every year and stuff like this, the league is in good hands, man. And while we haven't, I know it's a common basketball pundit conversation to have on who's the next face of the league. It doesn't have to be just one face. We got so many talented people in this league. It does. This ain't the 90s. It doesn't just have to be one face of the league. It does not. Because Shea can make his argument. Anthony Edwards can make his argument. Jokic is ugly, but he got a chance to be the face of the league as well. Like,
you know, damn well his ugly ass ain't no face of the league. One of his horses got a better chance to be the face of the league.
Than one of his horses.
Oh, bro, his Shrek. I ain't up this Shrek looking at it. No, but I was just about to say, everybody pay attention tomorrow because nobody's talking about it. Paolo doing some Carmelo shit.
Hey,
yes, dude.
The thing with Paolo is that I hate to say it, the Magic have built a really solid foundation of young pieces around it. Now what they have to do going forward, regardless of how this playoffs finish for them, they got to supplement the talent now. They got to build around it because so far up until this point, they've been drafting players with a lot of young talent and just waiting to see, all right, who's going to develop into that guy. Paolo has showed you he can be that guy. Him and Franz can be a nice 1-2, and I'm not saying Franz could be the second best player on a championship team, but I'm saying they've given you a really nice foundation to build off of, and now you got to see how you're going to continue to supplement that and get the best out of that talent. I think.
Yeah, that's a young. See, look at that. This is a constant theme. That is a young, talented team, the Orlando Magic right now. And you are right. I do think they need some more veteran type players, established players on this team, and maybe you got to make some decisions on them young guys. But let's see what they can do right now. They might beat the Cavs.
They just tied that bug right back up, bro. Didn't see that happen
real quick. I didn't think they could do it real quick. They did it in a hurry. Bow. Come here. And now they look like they got all the momentum. But we know once you put body on the Cleveland Cavaliers, you see what happens all the time. All the time.
You would come in here at the end of the stream.
I sure will. Just to say, man, that was an incredible series from the Lakers in Denver, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. The Lakers are 2-game winners away from being in a different situation. So I know that's eating LeBron up right now, man. I know it is. And Laker fans.
I don't think he should feel bad for himself, though.
No, of course not.
And this is me saying that, too. He had a great game. That was great.
Are you saying something nice about LeBron?
Hell yeah. I can't. He was right there in my face. He was killing 30 and what? 10 and 8.
And a few steals
on the road ankle.
Some big threes.
He almost got ended too. Jamal Murray, you cut that out, boy.
Man.
He almost ended that, man. He almost
caught an entire body, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Hey, bro, he gotta stop jumping, bro. I know you trying to you know.
Yeah.
I know you like playing defense and you like these big block, bro. You gotta stop.
I
You getting caught
believe,
too much now.
if I'm not mistaken, though, he blocked Jamal Murray in like game 2 or
He
3
did.
or something
He
like
did.
trying to dunk it.
He
So
stuffed he stuffed the shit out of him. I do remember that. Yeah.
yeah, so it's all it is.
Damn.
Kev, we all talked about it since you did pop in here, man. Minnesota, Denver series, man. How you feeling about the series? Who you got?
See, when y'all was talking about it, I'm like, man, I'm so glad I'm not there to have to answer that question. But y'all
And
still
you
here.
had to pop in this bitch. Now here we go.
So it's man, bro, you gotta beat the champions. So like just off the championship pedigree, I'm going Denver in 7, but I would not be surprised if Minnesota won. And I actually want Minnesota to win because I would like to see Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves play basketball as much as possible. But I'm just gonna go with the champions, man. Like they're tough out. Every time it looked like the Lakers had them in every single game this season, with the exception of the one that they lost, they overcame and withstood barrages. They withstood double-digit deficits. They withstood referees being in favor of the other team, and they come out and win. And the thing is they play with championship poise at all times. The Denver Nuggets do. So I believe that even with all the hype surrounding the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're gonna have to take it from Denver. They're gonna have to snatch it.
Who got home court?
No, did
Minnesota?
No, Denver got it. Denver
Denver.
finished number 2.
Yeah.
They got number 2. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay, it's even tougher now. I thought Minnesota like finished like number 2, but it's Denver. It's gonna be tougher now, bro. It's tougher.
Yeah,
Them kids gotta go to Denver for the first 2 games. Ooh.
and that Mile High stuff is real. Like it's legit. That thin air
Anybody who's
stuff.
actually been to Denver would definitely tell you that altitude shit ain't something that is just cute to talk about when it comes to sports conversations. That altitude is real, bro. You feel the difference in it. The moment you land in the plane, you like, hey, this is kind of different.
You come off the motherfucker out of breath.
Rudy Gobert, he gonna be a key in this series. He cannot stop Joker. He cannot. Nobody can on this earth.
They're gonna have to scheme.
But can
Joker.
he limit? Can he limit him?
No.
Can he limit him?
I ain't even looking at him. I'm looking at all the people you could throw at Joker. I'm looking at Nas Reed and
It's
people
gonna have to
like
be
that.
schemes. They're gonna have to scheme Joker into uncomfortability because it's already documented that Rudy Gobert can't handle him one-on-one. Like that's already understood. So if Minnesota wants to win this series, they're gonna have to put Joker into some uncomfortable positions on both ends of the floor.
What are those on the offensive end?
Well, and that's another thing. Joker is proving that he can turn it on whenever he feels.
That's
like
what I'm saying. What's his uncomfortable?
But he's playing
offensive end.
But isn't Denver the number 1? I mean, ain't Minnesota the number 1 defensive team, at least in the regular season?
In the league, yeah.
But this
I just feel like that plays a role in what's going to happen with Joker. Not that he's not going to get numbers, but it's how does he get those numbers? Are you making him work for it? And that's what the Lakers have been doing to him in the first half pretty much of every game in the series they just played. It's just the third quarter, the fourth quarter, like when Joker decides, all right, I want to turn it on, can Minnesota still muddy it up for him? That's going to be the big difference.
It really was MPJ and KCP in that third quarter when Denver caught fire. They really wasn't really in rhythm them first 3 quarters until like the mid part of the third. They started getting hot. They started getting that mojo. Then the fourth quarter, it was a boxing match.
Hey, shout out to Michael Porter Jr. though, Stevo. And I heard what you had to say about him earlier. But man, Joe, like watching this kid and knowing, I hate to do it, Stevo, don't be mad at me, but knowing that the Bulls passed on him, it irritates me every time.
And he wanted to be a Chicago Bull. That's the thing that keeps going back to every time. But he wanted to be here. That's the thing. He wanted to be here. That's the craziest part of all of this. It's not like he literally spent every time he was interviewed during that draft combine in a Bull shirt. He gave the Bulls his medicals first before any other team got a chance to see him. He wanted to be a Bull. And they literally looked at him and said, thank you for your time. No.
Yeah, because you need
my friend.
And they go to this. Do you think he's satisfied just being a spot up shooter and a closeout attacker?
As long as
Is this
he's
it for
winning.
him?
That's not what he is anymore.
That's not what he is, Steve.
I think that's
C-Dub.
No,
I-
he's
what is he?
evolved. He's
Into what?
evolved into
He could take somebody off the dribble now.
right. He takes people off the dribble. He takes smarter shots. He doesn't just catch and shoot, but he's gotten even better at that. Because there were times
And he
where
played defense.
he was
And
just
they let
super
him
streaky.
facilitate some when Jokic isn't on the court.
Exactly. So they trust him, and he's only going to continue to get
It's
better.
not a negative. I hope y'all ain't thinking a negative.
No,
I'm
no.
talking about a personal goal for himself. Is
Yeah.
he in his career? He seemed more
I feel
talented
like
than a third option to me. He seemed more
I
talented
feel like
than a
He
higher
is.
as of now, he comfortable in the role he in because he winning championships.
Yes.
So like eventually down the road, when it's time for him to get paid again, we like that's another thing. They ain't ran into that yet. Where somebody else gonna get a next Jamal Purdy gonna get the next bitch contract, and that's gonna become conflicting when it becomes to Aaron and him.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You're absolutely right. Both of you, CW, you're right. He's definitely more talented than a third or fourth option, depending on
Maybe
what the
fourth.
game is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's Stevo, you're right. He's winning championships. He's a part of a culture, a winning culture. So I doubt that he's uncomfortable, but he is better than a number 2 or 3 option. But that's always the case when you have teams that are playing together to win. Tony Parker could have went off and led some teams instead of staying on the San Antonio Spurs, and the list goes on and on. So it's good that Michael Porter is in that situation.
He just gonna be Kyle Kuzma on another team.
Exactly, putting
you
up
think
empty
so?
stats.
You might.
That's
Putting up
Like,
empty
like
stats.
that's really what he gonna be on another team. Like
That's crazy. That's crazy. I think ultimately that's wild. I mean, listen, when you're winning championships, the whole point is sacrifice. Now, when his contract is up next, and as you see whatever the next version of wave of the Denver Nuggets looks like, I think as long as they keep paying him, like they gave him a max level contract, so he's being paid. He's playing to win titles. They are increasing his role. He does have opportunities, but we all know the thing in this league is that you have to sacrifice if you truly want to win titles. And it's good that he already has that mindset of sacrificing, and we'll see what comes out of him next time. I think that Michael Porter Jr., as long as he can stay healthy, his role is going to naturally increase over time on this Denver Nuggets team.
How old
He's
is
going to have
that kid? How old is that kid, Drip? If you
he
got it
can't
right
be
there?
no more than 25.
Yeah,
He
he's
in
still,
that
still
range.
extremely young. So.
I just need the man. All I need him to do, he didn't grown as a player. I just need him to do one thing: finish that damn tattoo. You look like a 2K incomplete player. Finish that damn half-ass arm sleeve. I don't know what the fuck. You look like a mixed puzzle. Fix
That's
your
That's
finish the
free,
tattoo.
That's the free tattoos. You hit 5 layups, you get a free
But that man got you remember when you went to the laundry mat about them goddamn you gotta put a wet towel
the
on
wet towel on it and sit. That's
Oh, my
crazy.
mouth.
That's crazy. All right, we starting to roast. Any last thoughts, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Oh
man.
man, fantastic game. That's all
yeah,
I got.
corn. Yeah, corn. No, I don't want Zion. I don't
No,
need
that's
him up here eating pizza puffs and shit.
And
Oh yeah, you get Zion in a city with pizza puffs and Portillo's. Oh, you must want my boy career to be over
and
with, bro.
these Chicago girls too to boot.
Well, no, I mean,
My
listen,
mom.
Michael Porter Jr. definitely is dipping in the pink toad prowlers, so I'm not too worried
Talking
about
about
all
Zion.
that.
Talking about
Zion, yeah. Why did I say him too? Like, oh no, Zion.
No.
He
he
messed
don't
with hood rats. Yeah, he don't need to be in
My mama.
Chicago.
He gonna end up getting
Yeah.
Mellow Brooks printed.
You feel me, bro? You don't need to be up here dealing with these
That's
Chicago girls.
crazy. That's what. All right, y'all. We up out of here, man. Make sure you guys follow the show at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. NBA Central Show at gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything basketball related. And we out this bitch, y'all.